Oct- so October has hit in San Francisco, which means it's summertime here. Just an absolutely gorgeous night. Figured we'd go on a little walk and talk Dak Prescott against the 49ers defense. You might recognize where I'm at. This is Grant Avenue, Chinatown. And some of these walks in San Francisco are spectacular at night. You're gonna see a lot of cool little, well-decorated alleys. Go by Golden Gate Fortune Cookie Factory. Just show you some of this city as we discuss Dak Prescott, who's running a new type of offense against the 49ers. It's the type of offense, though, that I think the 49ers have seen a ton of already this year. Dak Prescott has moved to quick release. Crazy. So, check this out. There is a lot of good food here. We're gonna go up Jackson and by the Fortune Cookie Factory. But I love Grant Street. I love the architecture. Something you'll only see in San Francisco. So anyway, Dak Prescott. His average air yards, which is the amount of distance the ball travels in the air, has decreased by about 2 yards since last season. He was throwing some of the longest passes on average in the NFL last season. Dak Prescott is now throwing some of the shortest passes in the NFL. His average time of release has sped up. So basically, Dak threw too many interceptions last year. Led the league with 15 interceptions. Lipo Lounge, this place is legendary, by the way. Led the league with 15 interceptions. Not something you want to lead the league in. The Cowboys decided that they were going to curtail some of the aggressiveness so they could also cut down on the giveaways. And that's happened. Dak has thrown only 1 interception so far this year, but they also have lost a lot of their explosiveness. So the 49ers are facing an offense for the Cowboys that's trying to do a lot of different things this year than last season. Go up this way. Here we go. We're going to find the little back alley to the Fortune Cookie Factory. So the Dallas Cowboys are a team that, I think they've turned into risk-averse mode. And the 49ers might feel, well, you're doing us a favor. We don't have to fear your offense as much. But I do think that the 49ers defensive linemen would really, really appreciate Dak to hold on to the ball. Talking to Nick Bosa today, it was funny because it is a point of frustration for the defensive linemen. They realize that the defense as a whole is doing its job, is more efficient if offenses have to break away from their game plan because they're afraid of the defensive line so much. But these guys just want a chance to eat. They just want some sacks. Check this out. And those sack opportunities obviously are not as plentiful when teams are running so much quick release. So the 49ers want that to change. Obviously, it probably will if they continue doing what they've been doing so well on the back end, and that is tackling, preventing yards after the catch. The 49ers this year, they've given up the least yards after the catch in football, and the Cowboys are the 5th worst yak offense. All right, here is our alley in Chinatown. Favorite one. Not a bad spot for a show. So anyway, Dak Prescott going very quick release style for the Cowboys. The Cowboys, I don't know if the run game for this team, especially behind the offensive line that they're tossing out there right now, is, a cat. Behind the offensive line that they're tossing out there right now, I don't know if they're going to be able to run against the 49ers. I'm on the record saying that I think that this 49ers offense, this 49ers defensive line is going to on a talent for talent basis, player for player, is going to be better than what Dallas is tossing out there out front. Because Tyron Smith, who's their best offensive lineman, the left tackle, he is questionable. He's got a knee injury. Without Tyron Smith, it's going to be Chuma Edoga at left tackle. He hasn't been a good run blocker or pass blocker. And, I mean, it's not the Great Wall of Dallas anymore. When you don't have the talent to just overpower people like the Cowboys used to, you see offensive philosophy change the way that it has, and that is to a quick release passing game. The Cowboys are no longer gung-ho about sitting back and just firing the ball downfield, letting Dak Prescott go on his 7-step drops, even 5-step drops. They want to get rid of the football. And because of, this change in philosophy for the Dallas Cowboys, we haven't seen the efficiency that we have in the past from them. This is the number 16 offense in the National Football League. This is Chinatown in San Francisco. I see a lot of people asking, by the way. Just kind of making a little loop through some of my favorite little back streets in Chinatown. So I think that the 49ers, the main key in this game is to shut down CeeDee Lamb. And you're going to see, in all likelihood, CeeDee Lamb move into the slot against the 49ers. As he moves into the slot, they're probably going to have Deommodore Lenoir follow him. That's just how the 49ers line things up. I don't think they fully trust Isaiah Oliver to cover premier wideouts with premier change of direction in the slot. So Ambry Thomas is probably going to come into the game. How's Ambry Thomas going to handle whoever Dallas throws at him on the outside? That's going to be a big part of this football game. But the 49ers in general, I think, believe they're going to win this game up front with their defensive line, and they're going to force Dak Prescott into that quick release. And if they're forcing Dak Prescott into constant quick release, well, it means one thing. It means that the 49ers' yak defense is going to be tested. And this team has given up the least yards after the catch per reception out of any team in the National Football League. And that happens, well, they essentially neuter the Cowboys' explosiveness. And that's the goal, right? You want to take away the explosiveness of any offense. The Cowboys have taken away their deep passing explosiveness on their own by going to quick release, and the 49ers can do the rest of the job by making sure that no yak happens if this Texas Coast offense, which they're calling it, is the preferred offense for the Dallas Cowboys. A little bit more. Transamerica Pyramid. Kind of at the intersection of Grant and Jackson. Under all these nice little lights. So if you have any questions about this matchup, I think it's simple. I think it's about stopping CeeDee Lamb, taking on a different kind of back, and that is Tony Pollard, not James Conner. Pollard's a lot smaller, a lot shiftier, but I think the 49ers are okay with that. That means less bruises for the 49ers in this game. Winning that battle up front and being ready to take on more quick release. You can tell there's a lot of sailors in town because it's Fleet Week in San Francisco. One reason I'm doing this walk right now is because there's a driverless car, cool, because it is so nice outside. It's like 75 degrees. Indian summer has hit San Francisco. But they're having a good time for Fleet Week. You gotta love it. There they go. And we can continue to make our way up Grant. 83 degrees, huh? Doesn't feel like it. Well, it might be. It is warm here. So your questions are welcome. Wanted to do a late night Lombardi, a nice little walk. I'm 6'5.5". Somebody asking how tall I am. And let's keep this as Dallas Cowboys offense against the 49ers defense. I actually did not eat Chinese food tonight. I ate at Sam's, my burger spot, which is right on the border of Chinatown and North Beach. But if you want the Chinese Mai Tai, famous bar right here, Lipo Lounge. This place is... That place is it. The Chinese Mai Tai will put you on the floor. Outside of Ambry Thomas, any concerns for the defense? I don't think so. I mean, I think the 49ers, I mean, they've got an airtight defensive line.
People don't text you after the...
They got an airtight defensive line. They have the two best linebackers as like duo in the game in Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw. The safeties are playing phenomenally well. Charvarius Ward, that might be a little bit of a concern. The heel keeps on flaring up, so you want him to be at 100%. I don't think he's been at a full 100% this season. So maybe Charvarius, because you're going to see him some against CeeDee Lamb in this game. The cornerback position just in general to me seems like the weakest spot of this 49ers defense. Yeah, Lipo is a great bar. I'm standing right by it. Yeah, I don't think I could suit up and play corner. Check out this building. That's a nice one. They say that the architecture in Chinatown, I haven't been to China itself, but the architecture in Chinatown is flashier than what you'd see in China. They built it up, especially the Chinatown in San Francisco, to be a true destination. All major starters should play on Sunday, yes. I don't think Ward is going to sit. I double-checked with Kyle Shanahan today, and I said, hey, is this just a foot injury from before? Are you just managing him? And Shanahan essentially confirmed that is the case. Anyway, this is one of my recommendations in Chinatown. I could walk further down Grant, but we'll do that next time. My car is closer this way. I actually drove up here today. They do have to shut CeeDee Lamb down. Lamb had over 100 receiving yards against the 49ers last year. Now, the Dallas Cowboys don't have Dalton Schultz anymore, the tight end. He was a big weapon for their offense. I don't think they're nearly as good at tight end as they were last year. So, I mean, people already last year were saying that Dak doesn't have enough weapons. And then they lost Tony Pollard against the 49ers. He's back now. But, I mean, you look at the fact that they were already saying that there was a dearth of weapons last year. They don't have Dalton Schultz anymore, and he was the favored tight end for this team. So no surprise to me. I mean, the biggest, ranking setup of this matchup is the Dallas offense is ranked number 16 DVOA. 49ers defense hasn't been perfect, but better than 16, right? 7 DVOA. So I just think that Dallas doesn't have the firepower to beat the 49ers in a shootout. This is a defense-driven Cowboys team, and that defense-driven Cowboys team is one that I don't think intimidates the 49ers in the least bit on the offensive side. Now, you will have to maintain a disciplined pocket against Dak Prescott because he can move, right? Not as mobile as he was in his young career prior to the injury, but he could still slip out of the pocket and get some leaky yardage, and that's something that can potentially create some frustration for the 49ers. Uh-oh. Don't want to go on this red light. I was about to get run over. Dak Prescott can make mistakes, but remember what I opened this video with. I mentioned that Dak Prescott was throwing the ball much shorter and much quicker this year because it's Dallas's effort to make him avoid mistakes. The Cowboys want to take away the risk so that the downside isn't there with the Dak interceptions. I don't see Brandon Cooks being that much of a problem in this game. Cooks has been around the league for a long time. I don't think he's in his prime anymore. And I think that the 49ers, essentially with what Dallas is doing with this quick release stuff, if the 49ers keep the heat on and keep on constricting the pocket, they can keep the Dallas receivers in front of them. And again, the 49ers have allowed only 3.8 yards after contact or after the catch per reception. So this football team is extremely good at playing downhill, keeping stuff in front of them, and making sure that yardage does not leak after the catch. And that's why I don't think the 49ers are worried about Dallas's weaponry, because they know they can win this game at the line of scrimmage. They know that their defensive line is better than an injured Dallas offensive line. And they can go from there. Predictions come on Friday. So tomorrow's Thursday. Tomorrow I'm going to continue breaking down this matchup. I've tried to do it from every which angle so far, even lives from the streets of Chinatown in San Francisco, to give you a nice feel of one of the city's great neighborhoods during the Indian summer. Nice and warm outside right now. And then on Friday, I will have my Will the 49ers Beat the Cowboys video. Saturday means the score prediction. Running style of Pollard compared to James Conner. Pollard is quicker, smaller. So it's just going to be a different type of back. Maybe a little bit more horizontal running than vertical running. But James Conner bounced it outside as well. No, Trey is not going to play. The 49ers will not see Trey Lance well, he'll be in uniform because he'll be the emergency third quarterback for Dallas. But it would take two injuries in front of him to Dak Prescott and Cooper Rush to play. I think Jerry Jones might be playing some mind games praising the 49ers. Same with Micah Parsons. I mean, talking shit didn't work for the Cowboys over the course of the past 2 years. All the bully talk and all that good stuff. So I think that Dallas is going with the opposite strategy. Build the 49ers up. Jerry Jones saying the 49ers are the most likely team to win the Super Bowl right now. The favorites. Jerry Jones always playing mind games. Somebody just said, and I think you're right. I think that's his MO. We're on Pacific. We're a block away from Broadway. That's where I got my burger. Take a shot every single time that Trey Lance comes on camera. I'm sure that they're going to show Trey Lance plenty of times on the TV broadcast. All right, guys, time for me to drive home. That is the 49ers defense against Dak Prescott. Hopefully I answered your questions, but Dallas, not as strong as they used to be on the offensive line. Dallas running quick release, Texas Coast offense. That's going to happen against the 49ers as well. You can take that to the bank. 49ers are a great yak defense, and as long as they continue limiting the yards after the catch, I don't think that Dallas is going to be able to run on the 49ers the way that Arizona did. And hey, Arizona didn't even run all too well against the 49ers. For the Cardinals, it was 105 yards. Yeah, it was a decent game running, but it wasn't like 222 that Dallas gave up to the Cardinals. I don't think that the Cowboys are going to be able to run to defuse the 49ers pass rush and set up explosiveness. Whether or not Dak throws picks, it's not irrelevant, but I think the 49ers can still hold this offense in check without him throwing a pick. I think they can still win the efficiency war in this game if they just go Dak Prescott into throwing inefficient passes, short inefficient passes with no yak. That is the key for the 49ers victory. Always remember, this is the number 16 ranked offense in the league. Cowboys offense has not been good so far. They've scored a lot on defense. They've done some good stuff on special teams. Offense has been mid at best. It's number 16. So the 49ers have that working in their favor. Goodbye from Chinatown. We'll talk to you soon.